Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Hey, Diane, you made it. So the time change worked for you, huh? That's awesome. Hey, Terry, please let me know right off the bat. Can you hear me okay? Want to make sure that all the audio is fine before I start rambling like crazy. Hey, Michelle, so far it's a happy Wednesday. Still time for it to go sideways. Yeah, it doesn't take much some days, right? And I will tell you guys right now that it is very likely to go sideways in the middle of this stream. Okay, you can hear everything fine. Great. Hi, Kat. Our internet is really wonky. It's been going down, coming up, going down, coming up. So if it goes down and comes right back up again, I'll come in. But if I disappear and don't come back, that's going to be the reason. And they're coming out tomorrow to take a look at it and see if they can figure out what's going on. But for right now, it's just fingers fingers crossed. Cross those fingers. Hey, Arlene, can't chat, but wanted to say hi. Miss you. Miss you lots. I'm going to try and thread a needle. That has not gone well so far. I think I've got really old floss and I might need to go down to a single thread because I didn't bring. Yeah, this is not going to work. We're going to go down to a single thread. I also need to do something easy today. So working on these things are pretty easy. When I fell on Sunday, which most of you probably heard about. Hey, Joanne. Hi, Jacqueline. I fell on Sunday and my knee is messed up. My bum is messed up. And my finger that was already sore is definitely messed up again. Let's see. Let's make me small. There we go. And you got a little bit better view of what I'm trying to do here. All right, let's see if I can thread the needle. Otherwise, we'll be making some adjustments. You know, when the embroidery floss gets old, it just does not want to cooperate. It starts to separate. Yay. So what are you guys working on today? Let me know. I have so many little books put together that I need to work on. So I'm hoping that I can do some of that. But because this is upholstery fabric and you can see how it's already starting to fray like crazy, which will be great in the final thing, but I really need to do something to kind of keep it from fraying anymore. So finger doesn't want to work for a knot either. Yes, everybody go look at Diane's beautiful ocean journal that she created. She had a whole series that she put together on that, and it is absolutely gorgeous. All right, I'm gonna just see if I can contain the unraveling here just a little bit. Now she's starting a Christmas journal, and it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, thanks for that reminder. Christmas stuff people are working on now. I was going to put a link to my Christmas kits in the group, and I forgot. I just love this book. It's so tiny. Look at how little it is in my hand. It's so tiny. These are the best. They're kind of awkward to work on sometimes, but they're so cool when they're done because it's just like this little texture plaything. Happy Cake Day. Yeah. Yeah. So what is a birthday celebration for you, Diane? Is somebody cooking for you? You going out to eat? Give us the details. Hey, Sharon. How are you doing this morning? I wanted to chat with you last night, but I was having computer issues and I couldn't. So I was glad that Ingrid was chatting with you, but I couldn't get my chat stuff working right. Sharon posted over on Instagram, maybe she'll post it in the group, the most beautiful basket bowl she made. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. I have not made any basketry kind of things before, so I was impressed. Oh, my finger does not like me trying to use it. So I'm just wonky stitching around the outside of this to kind of keep the stuff from unraveling. You're going to work? Oh, darn. And you have to cook your own birthday dinner? That's not fun. Oh, but you're going to see the grandkids this weekend. That's worth it right there. Ah, wow. Hey, Mona. Long time no see. How is it going in your neck of the woods? Which way do I want the unravels to go? I like the fringy stuff. I just kind of want to keep it from so the book doesn't self-destruct. Oh, they're going to be they just belong in your studio. They absolutely belong in the studio, and it's awesome that you're doing that. Was it a coiled basket? It's kind of what it looked like, but I don't know much about basket weaving, so I have some tutorials bookmarked. Did Journey sneak in and I missed it? Wait a minute. I'm missing people. Hey, Journey. I absolutely love the primitive trees that you put in the group. Those are so cool. Oh, you finally got to hold that granddaughter. Oh, that is awesome. I know you were really waiting for that. Yeah, Terry is a rock star. We missed her last week, didn't we? And Joanne, the ornament, oh my goodness, that you posted was absolutely stunning. I loved it so much. I know you are nervous about sharing your work, and I was just so happy to see that you had put it in there. Yeah, I'm not going to worry. It looked prettier before, but it was all going to self-destruct. So this is just the beginning stages. These books just have a few pages in them because that way I can finish them more quickly. Oh, they're sewn on a machine. Okay, so Rachel has a thing over at Roxy's Creations. Interesting. I'll have to check that one out. So you're getting lots of ornaments made for your shop, Joanne? Quick and easy. I like that phrase. I've been gathering a bunch of fabric to dye and then making knots. I'm taking Clarissa's class over at Fiber Arts Take 2, and it's all about fiber sculpture. And she's really got me thinking outside of the box. Oh, I bet you didn't want to let her go. They don't stay that little for very long, that's for sure. We do have an inspirational group, don't we, Journey? Absolutely, so inspirational. Should have had these things, the edges done ahead of time. I didn't think about it, but oh well. And again, for those of you that are just coming in now, our internet is really wonky today, and I might just drop off, and I will try to come back on. But if I don't, that's what happened, is the internet went down, and hopefully it will get fixed tomorrow. Hopefully, because, in these times, the internet is so important to all of us. Perhaps more important than it needs to be. Joanne says, I think I'm going to quit mid-November. Most people start putting their trees up around Thanksgiving. Have I thought about making textured pillows? I have not. I don't know. I kind of want to do more wall art and sculptural pieces. which is some of the stuff that Clarissa talks about in her class. A lot of her stuff is all 3D sculptures and just fabulous work. And then these knots. And I have a bunch of canvases, blank canvases that I have moved several times, and they're out in the garage. And so I'm thinking about painting them and collaging on them and kind of going off the edges so that I've got, something uneven, and then doing fabric and textural stuff on top of that somehow. That's just kind of meandering around in my brain. Diane says, my hands will go from Smurf to What Did You Kill when I start dying for the Christmas book. Yeah. That's what gloves are for. I don't have enough water to do all of that stuff without gloves. So, yeah, just the knots and the stuff Clarissa does. And I admit, I'm using my crappy fabric right now. I'm making knots because I'm kind of just trying to get a feel for how it works. And then I'm going to hopefully be able to get some color on them. It's going to be harder to dye them when they're in the knotted shape. So what she does is, she colors her fabric first and then makes her knots. But I kind of wanted to get a feel for it, and I'm okay with it. It's some good practice stuff. And even if I, just put the knots on the canvases and then, took my acrylic paints and went over them, or my sprays, and just I don't know. I just think I'm just trying to have a play. Since I've never done anything sculptural at all, it's really an adventure. There is Jude. Hello, my dear. And now, are you all retired and have time to do your art all day? Thank you for putting the link to my shop up. There are those of you that are starting to work on Christmas things. There are some Christmas kits in the shop. You can check them out and see if they might work for you. All right, let's remember before we are completely out of thread. Jude, I don't know if you heard me telling them our internet's wonky, so I may just drop offline and may not be able to come back. I don't know. Oh, sort of like Janet's comfort hearts, huh? I see. That's an interesting idea. I like that idea, Terry. Thank you. All done as of Friday. Awesome. Awesome. I am sore all over, Jude. I'm good, but I am sore. I fell on Sunday and I bounced my head off the wall. I re-injured my finger. I messed up my bum knee. So I am sore. And when this is over, I'm going back to the couch with an ice pack on my knee. But I'm good. All right. So Terry, you've got me thinking about some other things. One of the things Clarissa does is make a lot of just uneven shapes out of fabric, and then does things. She joins them together and stuff. But I can see doing something like that as well. Not really as a pillow, but just as a small stuffed item. Love it when the ideas start going like crazy. Thank you, Sharon. I hope my knee starts feeling better too. It's pretty swollen, and I have a really ugly bruise on it and a really ugly bruise on my bum, and my finger is all swollen again. And it wasn't healed before. I wasn't able to make a fist with it before, and then I re-injured it. So yeah. Poor Hubster had a horrible time watching me fall on Sunday. He was making breakfast, and I just got tangled up in my blanket when I got off the couch, and was not good. And there was nothing he could do. It just all happened so fast. Thanks, Terry. I like that idea. So I'm letting that one simmer with the other stuff. It was a nasty fall, Sharon, and it's the only step down we have in the house, and it was not good. It was not good. I'm getting better at doing things without using my index finger. Typing is hard though. Typing puts too much pressure on my hand, on my fingers. So I try to do the voice to text things, but I forget sometimes and start to type, and it's like, oh man, that hurts. So what's your big project that you're going to do now that you're retired, Jude? Or are you just going to kind of take it easy until after the holidays? I mean, you got lots of people I bet you're going to be cooking for. I just love these little guys. These little ones are just so much fun to work on. It doesn't take long to finish something when you're working small. Terry, yeah. Same thing with these little books. Like this is a nice size to hold in your hand, and then you open it up and you've got different flaps, and then I can do different textural things on it. Sharon says, I fell a few weeks ago stepping outside the back door. It's funny how the first thing I do now is look around hoping no one saw me. Oh, the kids have planned a party for you on Sunday. Yay, Jude. Nice. This fabric, Joanne, these are so many upholstery scraps that I had, and I, cut things down for, to get rid of the glue that didn't want to come off because there was so much of it, and they've worked really good for little books. Oh gosh, your mom broke her femur when she fell. Yikes. Michelle just realized while my alarm went off, I had set it for the live chat. That's a good idea. I'm thinking in the group, what am I working on? I'm working on little books. These are just little tiny books, and they're just going to be filled with odds and ends. They're my little just because books. I've got this bigger one, and I'm kind of just trying to use up these little scraps. I've got this one. Diane scored a box of upholstery samples. Yikes. Nice. You're going to have fun. This is some of the softest fabric. It's so much fun to sew on. And so I like to do the little books in fabric that feels good to me, because I do picture them as textural things that people are going to, they're going to pet. They're comfort books. And they're just because books, because I don't have to do them in any particular order. I don't need to do anything special with them. The only thing I do is, because most of them are going to come unraveled, I do try to put something around the edges, and I'm just really enjoying working small and accomplishing things. Well, it's a good thing to be doing sensory books for sure. While I'm taking these classes and trying to learn some new techniques, it's nice to have something small and comforting and easy to work on in between things. I promise I'll get to something a little bit more interesting than stitching the outside, but this one was not going to last. Crystal's in Illinois, so she will Facebook me, but then our son and daughter-in-law are fabulous. So yeah, you're going to have a great party. They love you and they love to spoil you. They're going to celebrate mom being retired. That is so cool. I'm so happy for you. I've got a lot of fabric dyeing I need to do, and a lot of eco printing. And I'm starting to get better ideas how I want to use the big stash of fabric okay, it's so nice after doing the de-stash sale. I've got a lot more room and better ideas on what's useful for me. Oh, you still have their IOUs? Oh, too funny. Too funny. How's hubby, Jude? Give him a hug from me, okay? The nice thing about doing these little books is you don't have to worry about doing it wrong, because there is no wrong. There's no rules. It's just doing what feels you in the moment. Michelle says, I'm doing the 17-mile drive this weekend and hoping to pick up some nature leaves or whatever to craft with. Oh, you're going to have a great time. It's such a beautiful drive. It should be a wonderful weekend. Hey, Beth, she's lurking. She's getting some adulting done, but she is there. Thanks for popping in to say hi. Tell them thanks, Jude. Love you guys. Sharon said she met her new grandbaby. Oh, nice. My grandson just registered for college to start in the fall. I just cannot believe it. Does not seem possible that he is old enough for that, but he is. We don't have a lot of family close by to see, but we see my in-laws. They're close enough. Diane said, I was lucky enough to mentor teach for an exhibition last year, a visually impaired artist, and had to come up with new techniques of teaching, but it was all textual. Fabulous. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Do you have any examples that you can share with us in the group? I would love to see that and talk about texture. Yeah, they do. They grow way too quickly. And my grandson's so tall. He's over 6 feet now. Oh my goodness. And he looks a lot like Harry Potter. Thank you for that reminder. Beth says, don't forget the thumbs up. And I do appreciate that. Interesting little thing that YouTube put out, if you haven't seen it yet. They are going to remove the public, you won't publicly see the dislikes on a video anymore. They'll still be there when you look behind the scenes, and the button will still be there, so you can still dislike a video, but you are not going to see if somebody has 1 dislike or 50 dislikes or 1,000 dislikes. You won't be able to see that anymore, which is interesting. I would love it if you could find that. Absolutely, Diane. That kind of stuff is awesome. Yeah, texture just really, it brings it all together. You know, if you look at something just, you know, 1 layer flat, it could be very pretty, but then you add something else to it, another layer, and wow. Yeah, it's similar to when I was teaching poetry to the young men that were incarcerated. It's a very humbling experience to be working outside your normal zone and realize what other people, you know, were putting up with and having to deal with in their daily life. And granted, a lot of those kids were in there because, you know, they're the ones that messed up. But when you heard the stories about their home life and things, it was really hard for me not to be affected. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. You know, the likes always outweigh the dislikes, but I guess they're talking about it supposedly having something, hopefully, to cut down on cyberbullying that some people have had to deal with. Yep, dislikes still count as a watcher. That's true. It was just one of those announcement things that came through YouTube today. All right, let's do something a little more fun. All right, I was messing with this page before I went live. I was thinking just a tiny pile of cluster on here. You know, and you could just make the clusters first, and I might just sew that on first. Do I have anything that's threaded? No. That would be too easy if I had something that was already threaded. You were odd that some could use a glue gun without 3rd-degree burns. Yeah, I bet. Karen, TEME IR, I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, has a video that she did with wearing a blindfold, trying to do some things that her visually impaired friend, who is an artist, does. Thank you, Joanne. I think that cluster is going to work well there. I should probably figure out where my front and my back is so I don't sew things in upside down, which I want to do. Sharon says, my mom has just given me a bag of embroidery thread and crochet hooks that belong to my grandmother. She's been gone since I was a teenager. Yep. That is awesome. My mother-in-law gave me my husband's grandmother's sewing box on feet, like a sewing cabinet, I guess. And it was filled with all kinds of that old stuff. Yeah, Diane, it was very emotional for her. Yeah, we never remember the rubber fingers. We should. All right, this thread is not going to cooperate. And my computer is on the drawer. Oh, there we go. That has my needle threaders in it. You open the crochet hooks and got emotional as there are gold crochet hooks in there. And I remember her teaching me how to crochet with gold crochet hooks. I don't think I've seen one until, oh my goodness. Wow. All right, let's see. What's going to be the front? It doesn't matter. You just want to decide to start with. All right, I need to, well, I just need to remember. All right, I'm going to do this cluster on here. I think I'm going to sew it together first because it's so tiny. And I'm trying not to think too much about how it's going together. I want stuff to hang off the page. All right, let's sew it together, then I can sew it to the page. It would be a good needle book. Michelle says, I bought some cloth pins to separate the embroidery thread. If it's in a bundle, you might want to wrap it around something. So you have a big mess of threads. I must have missed something here. Yeah, I bought a ton of embroidery floss at Goodwill a few years ago. And it was all really bright fluorescent, which really doesn't work for me. So I dunked it in some deep tea and it darkened it, and it's wonderful. Yeah, I keep thinking, my little stash of little scraps is going to go away, but it has not gone away yet. So that's good. Michelle, you're heading 17-mile drive. You going down to Carmel for the day, or are you going to turn around and just come back the same day, or what's going on? It's such a pretty drive. This was the time of year that I was normally going down to Asilomar for a conference. It's just beautiful down there. All right, is everything attached? I think so. All right, so now the question is, do I want it the top part of the page? Ooh, I kind of like that. This one might be right smack dab in the middle of the page. Wash unused embroidery thread. Oh my goodness. That would be a challenge, I think. And one thing I love about doing these little books, like I said, is I don't worry about what the other side's going to look like. So I'm not even paying attention to the back side. Now, it might not show up very much in this upholstery fabric. So you're going to have lunch at Ray's in Pebble Beach during the 17-mile drive just for the day with your son and his new wife. How nice. Well, I think you'll have a gorgeous time for it. I have a hard enough time when I get $45 a yard for cotton batting. Ouch. Yeah, I just had to buy just some polyfill stuffing, and it was like, what was it? $15 for a bag. It was nuts. Somebody said, well, use old pillows and take them apart, but I didn't have any old pillows to take apart. It's your way of welcoming new materials into the craft room. I love that. That's a wonderful idea. Diane says, I thread and yard in the reusable veggie bags. I have this thing, if it's at all possible, my stuff has to be, oh, you wash them in the veggie bags. Gotcha. My stuff has to be in a ball. Embroidery floss, obviously I can't do that, but all my other stuff I have to roll into a ball. Hey, Jessica. Hello to the East Coast. All right. And okay, so now I see I've got my little threads on the back. I could just knot it off, but I really prefer to embrace the wonky stitches. So first I want to do a knot. Sharon says, breathing fresh life into items that have been sitting in storage for who knows how long. I love the ability to be able to look at and touch each individual item, getting to know them. It's amazing the inspiration that comes for doing that. Yeah, I think that's why we all love to reorganize so much, is because we get that information or that inspiration from touching the materials. So all I'm doing now is I'm going to loop around, I'm just going to use up the thread that's on my needle. And I'm just going to embrace those stitches that are on the back, and then that will inform whatever I'm going to put on the front or on the side of this. You can tie them tighter, you can make them loose, you can make them really big loops. I've been dealing with a bunch of regret, a little bit of regret, not a lot, but a little bit of regret of a lot of stuff that I got rid of about 10 years ago, that when I wasn't doing fibery kind of things, and I wish that I had held on to, but I'm trying just to say it was, the right time. They went to somebody else. It was like embroidery hoops. I mean, wood embroidery hoops. I had so many of them in so many sizes, and I could really use them now to as armatures for some projects. And they're not that expensive to go out and rebuy, but I'm just trying not to beat myself up too much about the fact that I don't have them anymore. Yeah, at that price, take apart new pillows. Yep. I do not have any of the small books. I have one. Let's see. Hold on one sec. I will grab one book. It's not as small as these or the one that you bought before Journey. This is the one that I have available right now, is the green book. And so this one's a little bigger. It's about 4 by 6. Hey, Joan. Glad you're here. So I haven't put this one in Etsy, but I should. So if somebody is interested in this, they can talk to me. They can message me. Thank you, Journey. But yeah, that's why I wanted to get these little ones done so I could have something to put in there. Diane says, thank you, Jude. I'm sorely disappointed that my birthday is not a public holiday. I work in an op shop thrift store, so you might find some treasures today. Yes. It is hard to get rid of stuff. And then feeling like, oh, you learn some new techniques and you're thinking that's something I could do. I could have used that thing for, but it's okay. Somebody else probably needed it more. Thank you, Joanne. It is just, I love that book. It was so much fun to work on, and that's why I had to make a whole bunch more little books. See, I just love these little loopy stitches. I don't know, they just make me happy. So now you don't see my other little stitches, which were fine, but I just like, that's another little texture thing. All right, so this one seems to be a yellow and gold book, so we need to do something else. Do something different. I need a piece of fiber that's a little thicker. That might work. Let's bring, yep, that will work just fine. Can do that one. Or, all right, do we want, or we could do both. Thank you, Michelle. All right, now we need to pick a color for the thread. Well, since we already had this separated, let's just keep going on this one. I have not been in a thrift shop for a long time. I hand sew all the pages. Now you could absolutely, on these little books, you could absolutely just machine stitch the center and have those done. This one I made a little bit of flaps and stuff. I guess tonight I'm going to be getting the edges all down. All right, let's do some couching. Searching for new supplies is kind of fun. Yeah, it is a lot of fun. My trouble is I can't rationalize needing anything. I really can't. Oh, this thread is so old. I don't have my wax out either, so. I did buy some silk yardage because it dyes so beautifully. And I did buy some unusual fibers because anytime I can find unusual fibers. Okay, this one doesn't want to. Yeah, I did that in, let's see. Well, this is one of my thread wrap sticks in this one here. So this is where I took all the threads and wrapped them around sticks. I don't know if this thread is going to let me. You know what? Let's do a different color. This one will be fine. Hey, Lori, how are you doing today? Busy little bee. All right, this one should thread better. Okay, it'll only thread if I can actually see the hole. I'm using a different needle. How would I use them? Well, these are textual books to kind of pet, as you can see when they're done. These aren't journals to write in. These are, I call these just because book. So that it's something that just feels really good to touch and it's an art book, you know, so it's an artist book as opposed to a journal. So, you know, every time you turn the page, there's something different that you can touch, feel. A fabric book can be any kind of a book that you want it to be. Now that I threaded that, I don't like that color thread on it. Nope. All right. I need a different color thread. Let's do the darker brown. Or what is that? That's green. That's not going to work. I did not bring all my colors out. Let's try this one. You were trying to figure out the conversation we had in the house last night, what time the live is now. So I think what I'm thinking about doing, for those of you that are in the Facebook group, and if you're not, I hope you'll consider coming over to join us. I'm thinking if I set up just a recurring event, so it happens every Wednesday at our time, at my time, you know, I'll set it up, because on Facebook, if I put it in the Facebook events, Facebook converts it to your current time. And so that might be a way, and it'll just always be in there. And then every week when I have the new link, I'll just add it to the event. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Thank you, Joan. Yeah, very textured. All right. This one maybe will thread a little better because maybe not. I need my good needles. I really need a needle with a hole. Oh, you didn't see it the first time. Yeah. That's those are my little mini spirit sticks. I have a video on those. Your daughter is visiting at the moment. Poor hubby. 1 minute it was 5 a.m., then 7, then back. Well, he is a sweetheart to get you up to join us, and tell him how much I appreciate him. At last, a threaded needle. Sharon, this one, I'm ready. I just hadn't listed anything yet. If you want to message me either on Facebook or through YouTube, it's $125 if you're interested, and I can set up a custom listing for you, or we can just do it through ourselves through PayPal. But all right, so what I want to do is I want to couch these on here, and I'm not quite sure how I want to do them. I might just let them go random. Jessica has flipped out on the couch because she had her booster shots. Ouch. We are besties now, Sharon. You tell him awesome. He is awesome. Really hard on the little pages to try and get that going. Yes, petting a fiber art book, just because. This one actually is the first one that I've started putting the little just because explanation. A just because book exists for only one reason, because it made me happy to make it. It might be made of fabric or paper or both. It might be hand stitched. It might be machine stitched or both. The pages could be blank or painted or embellished buttons, sticks and stones and things you find in a drawer. It might have words or pictures or not. A little explosion of color and texture you can hold in your hand. So that's what this one is. Hey, Lorna. All right. So I'm going to, I think, not cut these, and I'm going to try to start. We're just going to follow the threads and see where they go. This might work this way. It might not. I know, aren't her dolls amazing? I just love the Journey's primitive work. All right, we're just going to start at the top. Hey, Mariah. And let a little bit hang over the top edge. I always find the getting started part the hardest when I'm doing any kind of couching. I'm sorry you can't really see super well. Mariah, what is Sunday's live going to be about at your place? I tell you what, you want to do stencil work, mixed media work, jelly plate work, make sure you check out the lives that Maria and her mom Patricia do every Sunday, because they are fabulous and you will learn a lot of techniques. All right, there we go. Got to start. And couching, you can be as precise or as random as you want to be. The question was, what's the subject for your Sunday live stream, so that people will go over there and get reminded. Yeah, random works for me too. And once I figured out that I didn't have to follow all the stitching rules that everybody was kind of trying to drill into my head, literally back from like childhood, well, that's not going to work. I don't want to be couching it on the other side at the same time. Well, look what I guess I am. Look at that. Okay, so serendipity is telling me that at least part of that is going to be sewn down on the other side. Although if I want it to curl any here, I think I goofed here. Let's see. How can we? Well, we're just going to figure this out as we go. We are going to figure this out as we go. Continuing to work with stencils, but with layered, and we'll be adding doing some laser print transfers with her pattern papers. So laser print transfers, those of us that only have laser printers and don't have inkjet printers, sometimes it's hard to do the transfers. So Mariah and her mom will be experimenting and showing you how to do them with your laser printer on your jelly plate. Oh, Lorna, you and me in the kitchen both. I am so grateful for my husband doing the cooking for me. Yeah, I get to the embellishment part, like with beads and odd little things later. I've always got a little collection of odds and ends that could get sewn onto something. So maybe what happens here? Ooh, I'm liking this idea. Now, this ribbon is very, very flat. I am not trying to keep it flat. I'm just letting it do what it wants to do there. Caitlin's job sucks. I've had to cook dinner 3 nights in a row. Oh my goodness. Oh, and Mariah says they're also offering some laser prints in her shop for those that don't have laser printers or don't want to go to the print shop. That is great. So if you're not already subscribed to PM Artist Studio, you might want to do that. All right, I am going to, I am not going to cut. I was tempted to grab the scissors, but what I'm going to do is just go over the edge. So this is just going to do something different than I had originally thought. And that's right, Sharon says we follow materials, and that's what I do. It's a little easier when I'm not doing it live, because sometimes it's hard to kind of figure out, to think on. I don't trust myself enough when I'm doing it live, but it's actually good because I don't think as much when I'm crafting with you guys. It's like, okay, I just got to do something, because here's the thing. If this was completely done while we were live and I got to the end of it and I said, I don't like it, I could just cut it out. I could cut the page out completely. I could do that because it's my book and I'm making it my way, and I don't need to follow any stinking rules. It doesn't have to be precious. Hey, Barbara, did you have soul collage today? You got beads coming out of your wazoo from when you made jewelry? Yeah, I have a ton of beads and I don't do a lot. So I keep thinking I need to find more ways to use my beads. Okay, I'm just going to follow this over to the other side then. Mariah says, we're looking forward to winning the lottery and hiring someone or a crew to cook for us. I would like someone to clean for us. I love my husband's cooking, but I'd like somebody to clean for us. Yeah, Jessica, it doesn't do that anymore. It used to let us click on the names to go see the channels. That's why Terry and Jude keep posting channels for us. Yeah, random intuitive stitching. We just do what feels right at the moment. We don't have to follow anything in particular. So let's see. You know, we're just going to see where it goes. Oh, I wish my finger was working. And I may not like this. I might end up having to add a whole bunch of other stuff on top of it. I don't know. But it just doesn't matter. You do what, Jude? I think I lost track of the conversation. Let's see if I can. I think I'm going to cut this little strip off. And keep just the orange. Thank you so much, Jude and Terry, for posting all these links for people. Hey, Doreen. Thank you. Yeah, these are some great earthy colors. I have no idea what this is going to do to things, so this will be really interesting to see how it goes. You just never know. You just never know what the materials are going to do with a mind of their own. Housewifing is hard work. And couching really gives you another way to accent stuff. Your bead hoarding started with needing yellow. Yellow is a hard color to find. I just know when it comes to supplies, I have such an obsessive personality. So that's why I just have not even wanted to go. I not wanted to let myself go into a thrift shop because I know I'll, bring home more fabrics that I don't need. I need to use up what I've got first. But I do get tempted. It's nice that so many of us are lucky enough to have spouses that do so much around the house. I know a lot of people don't, so I'm very, very grateful. All right. I want to go through there, so maybe. Lori says, I have a closet full of beads and charms and findings. I'm scared to go in there. I have a lot of charms too to use. I need to start using them up. So now I have to decide how I'm going to finish this one off. And I actually think this side looks better on its own. So let's see what we can do here. Terry, can someone hit the like button for me? Mine is all used up. That's wonderful. I love that. You are awesome. So I'm trying to catch this one down here. I don't want to go through to the other side. Michelle says, I also have a huge collection of broken jewelry and beads and all kinds of stuff. I use it sometimes, but need to use it more. Yeah, sometimes I think we just need to be reminded of what we have, which is why we do things like Sharon's been doing and reorganize. I probably reorganize something, some part of my studio once a month. Last night I redid my cart, one of my carts. All right, I like the way that is. I want to get to this side over here. I'm just going to do a couple more couching stitches so I can get to where I want to get. And I guess we'll put the loops on the front of this one, which was not the plan, and that's okay. All right, so we've got that tied down there. We've got it here. Let's make a little knot. Patricia's beads are buried, and we have conversations about how to restructure the studio to make them more accessible. Yeah, I've got like 6 of those. Bye, Jessica. Hope you feel better soon. Glad you got your booster. Of those big plastic containers with all the beads in them. I've got, like 6 of those with all the different compartments. And so I can just pull them off the shelf. But I would like to figure out ways to use more of them. Oh, that's a pain in the butt to install the Photoshop brushes, but shoot, it's been a while. Maybe somebody else here knows. I think she meant that she had done the like already. She was trying to get more people to hit the like button, which is really sweet. All right. Yeah, Sheila's Boho Daydream channel. Oh, it was beautiful. Yes, Jude says, don't blame me if you overspend when you visit Sheila's channel. I know. Her beads are just gorgeous. All right, so now I'm not making big loops. I'm just kind of making weird stitches through the little things here just to kind of give some kind of an accent. And I'll do something else on this page. Oh, great. Sharon says she can help with the brushes. Message her later when she's at the other computer. Ah, Michelle, got it. Sometimes the humor stuff doesn't quite transfer across the screen, does it? Thanksgiving, we will drive over the mountain to hubby's parents' house and let the dogs play and eat a bunch of good food. It's low key. It's just his parents and his brother there. And you can come and cook for us, all right? I was planning. It's like when you go see your daughter in Illinois, we got to get you to come the other side of the, to the better coast and come see us. You met Sheila for coffee a couple years ago. Oh, how fun! What did I do here? I got it cut. Yeah, Jude is quite the cook. She is indeed. Okay, so I'm liking this now. So remember, these are where the stitches from going through the other side came through. Get your son-in-law to bring his truck full of food. Yep. You can have some good eating at that party. Well, it is really fun to be able to meet people that you've only known online and meet them in real life. Sharon, that's just so awesome that you guys can share the tech help. That's great. Hey, Lucy, good evening. How are you doing? Are you quilting tonight, or are you just kind of hanging out? Yeah, there is way too much to remember at all. My heaviest tech support too. I am so grateful. Okay, I did not expect to like this nearly as much as it is. You're just hanging out. Hangouts are welcome. We like it when you come hang out. I know it's late for you. Hey, Mouse, how you doing today? It is gorgeous out today, isn't it? Jude and Terry, they keep everybody informed of all the best places to shop. And this will be another reminder. There are Christmas kits in the shop. If anybody is doing Christmas journals and needs some. Donya's Talk Cooking and Reviews. Hello. Welcome. First time we've had you here joining us. Well, that's why you got to have a good, circle of friends, because there's always going to be somebody that knows how to do something you don't know how to do yet. That's my theory anyways. Hubby doesn't like tech at all. He told me I can't go anywhere because he can't fix the TV if the internet drops out. Glad he wants me around for something. You would love to see more of your beautiful creation. It's been a long time. Who are you talking to, Lorna? Miss Lorna. Lucy, haven't there been some great posts lately? I love the discussion that we've been having over Melissa's piece. And in fact, I'm going to make a post about it after the live because I think it was really great conversation. You love crafting. Well, I'm glad to have you here. I do all kinds of stuff, but I confess my first love is textiles. Didn't used to be. Used to be paper. I guess I'm going back down the line again. I didn't think I was going to do that. We have a friendly bunch here. It is gorgeous today. Whereabouts are you located, Donya? I am in the mountains in California, Central California. All right. Now look at this. This just came out so much different, more different. All right. So, and I'm not cutting any threads. I just leave them until the end. So this one wanted to wrap around the other side, and that worked out just fine. Did I? Oh, I did it upside down. Did I do it upside down? No. No, I didn't do it upside down. Whew, for a minute there, I was worried. Lorna says, I used to teach photography and painting. People would be so shy when they came for lessons. They thought I was a top dog, and I would tell them, I know this. This is my bubble. If I went to their work, I would not look so on the ball. Yep. We all have something. All right. So we have two pages, and I'm not going to worry about adding anything to this one right now. I think I'm just going to leave it be. So this one might want some lace because it's some different things of lace. Let's just get some little bits that we can add together. And, you know, my trusty seam ripper, because you know how I feel about the seam ripper. And we're just going to, it's like when we tear our paper because we don't want straight edges. I don't want straight edges with my fabric. Yeah, we got 1.5 inches up here the other night. We can all learn from each other, Lucy. You got that right. But, you know, people have to be brave enough to share and ask questions. And so that's what I like that people are doing in their group. They're being brave and asking questions. All right, let's make this not look so pretty. How is the studio textile yumminess going? You mean like getting it all organized? Tell me. I'm not quite sure I follow. It's a little piece of tulle. Let's see what we can do with it. I didn't quite catch the question. Sure, we're going to have a really nice crop of weeds thanks to the rain we've had. I love that. Oh, thank you so much, Jude. All right, so that decided it wanted to rip. That's fine. So we got the brown here. Let's see if we can find something else brown. Ooh, I kind of like, it's kind of rust. I want something more brown. More brown. And Jude, we need to do, we need to Zoom and do the drop spindle art yarn day. We need to pick a date. Oh, Zoe says hello. Yeah, we had a really good conversation about just making respectful suggestions to somebody else's work, which is something that is very hard. What am I making? That's right, you came in late. This is just a little just because book. Here's one of my larger finished ones. And so it's not a journal that you write in, it's an art book that you enjoy. Let's see, so get a little bit of brown, let me get something else in here. It's just really good to get practice giving critiques and advice, not critiques, giving advice in a way. Yeah, drop spindle with live fiber. Let's see, I'm not liking that one. Ooh, this has a little bit of brown in it. There we go, I like this. Yeah, making helpful suggestions, and it's good practice for us. And that's what I was going to mention in the group, and I will do that later because I think a lot of times people are afraid to make suggestions, but I wanted to compliment everybody in the group because they were just so good at doing it in a respectful manner. Okay, I don't want the brown to take over, so we'll put that one in the background. And these lacy things just change so much when you go after them with the seam ripper. Me and my seam ripper, we are real close. It's hanging over. We put this. Oh, I should probably do the side of that first, huh? All right, let's just let's at least stitch down the clusters, and I'm going to have to do the edges, but I won't do those on camera. What I can use this thread this time, I think. Barbara says, I think I did so much doodling yesterday that today is going to have to be a reading and napping day. Those are important. Yeah, yesterday, I really should have been icing all day, but I didn't. So I reorganized one of my carts. I said that was like as much as mental stuff that I could handle. And then I stitched in my little blue book. Come on, thread the needle. I've already misplaced the one with a good hole. How did I do that already? This is crazy. I need to be able to get it in the hole. No, that's not going to fit in that one. Where did how did I lose my needle already? Doggone it. I was not prepared. No, that's no way is that going to work. Barbara says, we've got a stack of paper storage shelves that still need sorting and organizing. I'm slowly using it and not buying any more. Yeah. I've got a bunch of naked journals to make so that I can use up my paper. It takes a lot of risk on both sides, the side asking for feedback, but also the side giving feedback. You need to learn how to give feedback in a kind way. Losing the needle is actually part of the Zen. You got that right. Lorna, you learn the things you need to learn, when you need them. That's the way I look at it. Why waste the time learning part of it that you don't need yet? All right, I'm just going to sew this little cluster together. Lucy says, I've been sorting material that's been left out and gathering dust. It's all put away now, which is a small accomplishment. Yep. Yeah, Lorna, put some clothes on the journals before they get cold. Yep. I have so much painted paper and dyed paper and just, beautiful papers that I've got a bunch of journal covers that I'm just going to fill with great papers, but I'm not going to do the ephemera. I'll let whoever buys them do that. No, Barbara, but in the group, somebody had actually asked for feedback. And so that was the discussion we had. We had a really beautiful discussion in there about, giving feedback. And I was just really impressed with the way everybody did it. Lorna wants naked journals. Lorna always wants something that's going to cause trouble because that's her way, right? Yeah, and the lockdown, you're right, Jude, has given us all the opportunity to gather on things like Facebook, and we can do rooms and conversations and get to know more people. So I hope that, if you're not already in the Facebook group, that you will come join us over there. I think we have a really supportive environment. Naturist journals, yeah. Lorna, yep. I am lucky to say I know you well. Well enough. All right, I'm happy with that. I'll probably put some beads on it after the book is put together, but I think this is going to go there, but, well, if I sew it right, I can get it on there. I can get that on there beforehand. You can never unsee it. Okay, let me think, though, because this one's right in the center. Maybe this one. This one's going to come up at the angle like that, or is it going to come at the bottom? Oh, if it comes at the bottom, okay. So here's my thought process here. So I have a little cluster. Actually, let me just knot this one off because it'll be easier to show you guys. Thanks for putting the group link up there, Jude. Okay, let me knot this. This is really thick thread. And there's no reason you couldn't use some Fabri-Tac to tack these things down instead of stitching them on. All right, I'm going to get that thread out of there. All right, so because this is next to a really dark page, I wanted to make sure I had some brown in there. So I made this cluster. This cluster is right in the center of the page. So I could do this one in the center of the page too. It's a little book. There's not a lot of room. And I love that the brown plays off of that. But I think it might be a little more interesting to set this off. And then I can do some stitches in here. But as I'm looking at that, it works like that. But if I do it here, then I've got the weight up here. And I've got the weight up here. So that's kind of where I think it's going to go. But I am not going to sew that on right now because you can see this is all starting to fray. So I'm going to go around that page first before I do that. So let's just take a look at what else. I know that's going to go there because this page is so heavy. I'm probably going to do just some stitching here. And let's come over, since this page is done. What might we put on here? That might be a good place for something starting with this. So let's just see if we can get another. Just another cluster together. I missed some chat here. Let's see. Color your needles with a flashy color with alcohol ink. Oh, what an interesting idea, Mouse. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I just need to go down to the local fabric store and see if they can help me figure out some comparable needles like my favorite, because now I'm down to just 2 of my favorites. This is some kind of a polyester, so it doesn't fray real nice, but it like it like falls apart. I don't know. It's awesome. Just does all this great little thready things. This might still be kind of big for there, but we can gather it in. All right, so we need some more layers. What else can we put in there? There is no cow's head. Does it look like a cow's head? I think I'm gonna rip it some more. Let's see here. Okay, I'm liking that. Now we need a little piece of this. After a while, it could transfer the wear of the ink onto white or cream fabric. That's true. I just need to have more of the needles that I really like. And I need a small point, but a large hole. Yeah, I think the magnetic thing is a really good idea. All right, I guess this one's just going to be kind of like an octopus, and that's okay. It's a little string. Oh, this is a tea bag string, so it's probably not going to separate easily. I'll save that for later. Let's see what else I have in my little stash here. Because I reorganized all this. Sorry for the clunky sounds. Grab some threads. Threads here. Yeah, thank goodness for YouTube where you can learn everything. Oh, don't like the threads on there. Okay, that was easy. What else do we have here? I think this orange is a little too bright. Maybe we want to bring in some of the yellow. Let's see, do I have a different yellow or rust? Oh, my finger is going to want the ice. Definitely need to ice later. I said I didn't think too much, and yet here I am thinking. Danya, yeah, I'm probably about done, but I am here at noon California time every Wednesday. I'll be leaving at about 1:30. Good night, Journey. Thanks for joining us. See you in the group. Lucy's planning a needle book with labels on each page with the size of the needle. That's very smart. And I probably would be horrible at that because I'd never remember to put things back in. All right, so you'll see just a little bit of that. I think this is going to be a good candidate for something with a bead or something inside. What do we have in here? I might have to go, oh. It's too big. Crueler embroidery needles have large oval eyes. Yeah, and I bought some Crewel ones, but what size would I get, Lucy, so that the point was small? Because what I end up with are more like Crewel needles that are for yarn. I mean, they're just way too big. I'm liking the idea of something in the middle here, but I'm going to have to go over to the studio and find something. I don't think I have anything. All the stuff here is from my wall hanging. It's just way too big. But that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do on here. No, too big. Is that? No, it's not a bead. Oh, something like that. Yeah, that would work. Well, look at that. We're in business. And we can add a little bit of fuzzy because a little bit of fuzzy always makes everything all right, right? Yeah, I just didn't have any of the beads out. This was just a few that were left in that stash. All right, so I'm liking that. Let's see. Is my needle still threaded? Yes. We are not cooking with gas right now. I have a mountain of scannings to do too, Lorna. We need to make a date and just do it. All right, let's, you know what? I want something hanging off of here. I want something dangly. Because there's not enough. Maybe it doesn't need it, but I want it. I want something. Ooh, this will work. This will work. I'm just going to add it to the, yep, there we go. A little dangle sparkle, not real weighty. All right, so I'm going to build the cluster first. Yeah, I think it is an old-fashioned term, but I'm just not sure what needle I need. So I just need to go down to the shop. All right, I want that to dangle. And thank you, Lucy. I would appreciate it if you have any tips. This one I'm just going to sew down all the way around like the spokes of the wheel. Yeah, I wonder if that had a. Oh, now we are. Oh, Lorna, you crack me up. Terry made a new friend last week in our group. She lives on your town line. Oh, that is fabulous. How fun for you. Let's see. Is that all sewn down? I think. You can always come back in with a little bit of fabric tack underneath things if you feel like they're not quite stitched down. I should have put a brace on my fingers so I wouldn't be using it every time I press down like this to hold something in place. My finger screams at me. All right. Just love the mess of threads. My typing is perfect, said Lucy, but my predictive text always catches me out. Yeah. Sometimes that predictive text really it makes me laugh. All right. And then since this one's already I think it's going to go right there. I think. But I think I'm going to knot this one off and I'm going to think about it. I'm not sure yet. You went to an all-girls school. You know how to get into trouble. You are a master, huh? A master. Well, I am so glad that our internet held up because, boy, it went down 4 times this morning before I came on live. All right, I'm just going to cut that off. So I'm pretty sure that's where I want it to go, but maybe. Okay, so which page? Does it go on the outside edge of this page, or maybe it brightens up that page? I'm thinking that might be where it's going to go. So I think I'm going to stop there because I need to do the edgings. Mouse, are you on Cruisio? We're on Cruisio. I know Comcast has been having issues all over the county. I saw it's been down for a while, but we're having issues with Cruisio. This page, Jude, this is what I'm thinking. So they're coming out tomorrow to take a look at ours. Something might need to be adjusted. I don't know. We have line of sight to the old Borland building. That's the only reason we're able to have Cruisio up here. All right, guys. Yeah, I think this is where it's got to go to. So I got to do the edges. I'm not going to sew it on yet because I've got to fix the edges so it doesn't come unraveled. But I have made progress in the little book. I love this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the cover yet. I love that it goes around to the next page. This is going to need some beads or something on there. And this one maybe should have been on the other side, but oh well, too late now. So it's a start. Thank you so much, you guys, for hanging with me today. It was wonderful to have all the conversations, and I appreciate you guys, each and every one of you. You make me smile every week, and I am grateful for you. Those of you that are in the group, I love that too. And I hope if you haven't already joined the group that you will join us over there. Thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you next week, okay? Bye-bye for now.